Get ready, because love, the way you relate, open up, connect, is about to shift in tone, depth, and purpose. Venus has entered Pisces, and that means relationships are no longer just about exchange. They become mirrors of the soul. You might suddenly feel the urge to reconnect with someone from your past, love more deeply without really knowing why, forgive old wounds, or dive into connections that reach places logic can't touch. And no, it's not just loneliness, it's alignment with something much greater. It's your soul asking to love with more truth and less armor. Venus in Pisces doesn't do lukewarm love. She wants the plunge, the intertwining, the emotional fusion. But here's the warning. The deeper the love, the easier it is to lose yourself in it. That's why you need awareness, presence, and discernment. This is a rare moment in the skies. And if you know how to ride this wave, you can break old patterns, heal painful bonds, and make room for a love that doesn't hurt. It expands. Venus is the planet of love, affection, pleasure, and connection. She rules what you value and what you're drawn to. She reveals how you love and how you want to be loved. Pisces, on the other hand, is the sign of transcendence, full surrender, sensitivity, compassion, and merging with the whole. It knows no solid boundaries. It dissolves the edges. It feels with the entire soul. When Venus enters Pisces, she is exalted. She reaches her highest form, unconditional love, spiritual connection, deep empathy, intuition that recognizes the other before words are even spoken. It's as if love takes the shape of mist and music. It flows, but it can also slip through your fingers. This transit invites you to love without expectations. Feel beyond the physical. Open up to the subtle, the symbolic, the spiritual. But it can also awaken excessive romanticizing, emotional neediness disguised as surrender, the illusion that someone else will fill your emptiness. Venus in Pisces doesn't want functional love. She wants soulful love. But if you forget to stay grounded, you might end up building castles in the fog. That's why this transit is so beautiful and also so dangerous. You don't need to know astrology to feel when love shifts frequencies. With Venus in Pisces, it's your heart that starts speaking louder than your logic, and your soul begins whispering desires you didn't know you had. Get ready for a sudden nostalgia for something you've never lived, but feel you missed. Dreams about people from your past, as if old relationships are asking for closure or reconnection. Feeling more sensitive, more empathetic, more open, and also more vulnerable. A craving for something deeper, more real, more sacred. Tears coming easily, emotional memories, heightened intuition. You might feel the urge to reopen a conversation that ended abruptly. Write to someone who left a mark on your story. Or walk away from shallow relationships because your soul refuses crumbs now. All of this is part of the shift. The energy of Venus in Pisces doesn't crave accumulation. It craves fusion. It doesn't want status, it wants truth. But here's the catch. Don't mistake intensity for reciprocity or longing for a spiritual signal. This energy stirs your sweetest memories, but also your deepest voids. And if you can't tell one from the other, you might get lost in illusion. Venus in Pisces is love wrapped in poetry, but sometimes it's too much poetry. This transit can make you see in someone what you wish they were, not who they really are. And that's dangerous. Because while you fall in love with a projection, reality starts to blur. This energy can awaken emotionally draining platonic loves, long-distance relationships that seem perfect but never materialize, attraction to emotionally or spiritually unavailable people, a desire to save someone as if love alone could heal everything. But here's the most delicate point: the tendency to lose yourself, give too much, dissolve in the name of something that doesn't even exist yet. Venus in Pisces can make you forget about yourself. You might end up confusing compassion with submission, surrender with self-neglect, and love with neediness. That's why this transit demands spiritual discernment. It's time to ask yourself, am I seeing this person for who they are or who I want them to be? Does this relationship nourish me or drain me? Am I living a real love or a fantasy to fill an inner void? If the answer stings, don't run from it, because within that pain lies the key to your freedom. Despite the risks of illusion, Venus in Pisces also brings a rare chance for emotional healing. If you channel this energy consciously, it can free you from repetitive relationship patterns, close emotional cycles that were left unresolved, heal broken bonds with forgiveness and compassion, bring reunions that serve a spiritual, not just romantic, purpose. This is the perfect moment to look at your emotional wounds and ask, what still hurts in love? What am I carrying that no longer belongs to me? What am I still expecting from others that only I can give myself? Venus in Pisces allows you to love more deeply, but also more consciously. It's not just about going back to the past. It's about understanding why certain stories hurt so much and why you keep repeating them. You can forgive someone who never apologized and free yourself. Let go of what you've been trying to keep alive by force. Open up to a new way of relating, lighter, more intuitive, more free. This is a rare chance to make peace with love, with the other, and most importantly, with yourself. Venus in Pisces wants you to surrender, but not to erase yourself. That's the biggest challenge of this transit. How do you love deeply without forgetting who you are? Piscean energy invites fusion, but without clear boundaries, you can dissolve. You may start to take on pain that isn't yours. Try to heal others with your own energy. Constantly put yourself second, thinking that's what love is. But it's not. Love is not disappearance, it's presence. It's a meeting of wholes, not halves trying to complete each other. Here are some keys to loving without losing yourself during this transit. Recognize your emotional boundaries. You can love deeply without forgetting yourself in the process. Listen to your intuition, but also to your reason. What you feel is real, but not everything you feel is mutual. Don't confuse surrender with self-sacrifice. You can open your heart without abandoning your truth, your voice, your worth. Don't love to be rescued. Love to grow. Love to expand. This transit can lead you into deeper connections than ever before, but only if you enter them whole. Venus in Pisces brings a chance to heal what time alone couldn't. But to do that, you need to make space. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is through writing, from soul to soul. Today, I invite you to try a simple but deeply transformative practice. Write a letter to the love you deserve. It's not a letter to someone specific. It's a letter to the kind of emotional experience you're ready to live. Write honestly about how you want to feel next to someone, what kinds of connections you're willing to nurture, and which ones you no longer accept, what you've learned from past heartbreaks, what you're ready to give and to receive, and most importantly, what love looks like when it nourishes, not when it drains. You can start with, "Dear love, today I choose to call you in, not out of loneliness, but because I'm ready to live with truth. Keep this letter, or burn it if that feels right. What matters is that you write it with your heart, because that's one way to signal to the universe that you're ready, not for any love, but for a love that sees your soul." Venus in Pisces came to touch the places logic can't reach. She's here to remind you that love isn't just about partnership, passion, or routine. It's a mirror, it's expansion, it's a spiritual path. But she also asks something from you: awareness, courage, truth. If you use this energy to simply escape loneliness, you'll repeat the same patterns. But if you use it to heal, to know yourself, to love yourself, you'll open up to connections that truly nourish your essence. Maybe now you realize some of your past loves weren't wrong. They were just showing you what still needed healing within. The absence of the other revealed the space you hadn't yet filled with self-love. And here's the heart of it all. Venus in Pisces invites you to love with compassion, but also with clarity, to embrace with sweetness, but also with strong boundaries, to feel everything that comes, but never forget who you are. Because true love isn't what you receive from someone else. It's what you awaken within yourself, and what overflows without begging for it. And if you've made it this far, it means something inside you is ready to love in a new way. So here's my final invitation. If this message touched your heart, like the video, share it with someone searching for answers, and subscribe to the channel to keep walking this path of emotional awareness with me. And if you feel it in your heart, drop a comment below. What kind of love are you ready to live? What part of you is awakening with this transit? Your words might be exactly what someone else needed to hear today. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey. I'll see you in the next video. And never forget, true love doesn't suffocate, it sets you free. It doesn't lose you, it finds you. And it doesn't cage you, it walks beside you with soul, truth, and light.